YouTube! Ow. According to my analytics, over 60% of you aren't subscribed. Why? Thank you for the 8 months. Threw up twice yesterday. Definitely could have thrown up this morning if I let myself. However, I did not.
Wow.
Thank you for the 26
I love
months.
AMD.
Hangover is pretty shit. I could have thrown up this morning, but I didn't. I went to Alveus. I worked this morning. I just didn't want to stream it because I didn't want to try to be entertaining and like make a stream out of this morning because I felt terrible. But this morning was a lot. Let's start with yesterday. Yesterday was fun. You guys saw most of it. I went to bed
Wow.
while they were playing
Smile.
Mario Party. Thank you for the 10 months. Gravy's cool. He's way too cool for all of us.
Wow.
Thank you for the 6 months.
Half a year, Peepo Pog. Wow.
For someone who's such a normie, he actually did really well on stream. It's not easy to find, but he is in the entertainment industry, so, you know, maybe that's why. But it was pretty fun. Yeah, I guess he does watch Twitch a little bit. A little.
Smile.
Not really. I was woken up at like 4 a.m. this morning by Alinity's screams.
Wow.
Literally. Because they were watching The Conjuring at 4 a.m. In the living room, and our bedroom door was open. A full-on bloody scream. And I was like, oh my god, like, what's happening? And I went out there, and they were just watching The Conjuring. So I finished watching The Conjuring with them. It is a scary movie. It made me nervous to sleep in the dark. So, would recommend you go and watch it, I guess. But I also don't believe in any of that stuff, so it's less scary. I can't imagine watching that if I believed in that. Have any of you done that? Do any of you, like, believe in ghosts and, like, satanic spirits and things like that, and then watch that movie?
Yo.
Maybe the 15 months. No. Thank God, because I cannot imagine the turmoil of the aftermath. But Matt didn't think it was scary at all. So, anyway, that was last night. Got up at like 9. Easy. Ate a bagel, cream cheese. Did not throw up. Almost threw up at Alveus. After I did the feedbacks this morning, I almost threw up in the pasture, but I did not.
Wow.
Thank you. Hi, Chucky.
Wow.
So, he got me this because of my stressful morning that I'm about to tell you about. This morning at Alveus. One, Miley was acting really weird this morning. She still is acting weird. We're not, like, in the clear. But she was acting so weird, lethargic, like, just like slow blinking, kind of squinty eyes. She wouldn't take a hazelnut from me, and that's her favorite food ever. So I was like, what is going on? Like, why is she like this? Our vet is open on Saturdays, but only until noon. And so couldn't get to our vet. I talked to like 8 to 10 different vets this morning, which are it's again the rounds that I've made. It was a flashback or throwback to when I was calling vets for Stompy. They either don't see birds or exotics, are closed because it's a weekend, or they don't take emergencies, or like they only take appointments for birds, or they only see dogs and cats. So yeah, don't see birds, whatever. So many vets only see dogs and cats. So I talked to like 8 to 10 vets this morning. The only vet that could see her on an emergency basis today or tomorrow is in Dallas. And that's like several hours away. I mean, that's a whole day trip. We're in Austin, right? So, and the other thing is that vet will see her, but they're not avian vets. Like, they're just normal vets, and they're like, we'll look at her, but we don't have any specialty. We don't specialize here. We don't have any avian vets on site. So I was like, realistically, if we loaded her up right now and drove her all the way to Dallas, is Gravy still at the house? No, but apparently there's something going on tonight. Anyway, so the only vet that would see her is not an avian vet, and it's like 3 hours away, 3+ hours away. So I was like, realistically, if we load her up right now, we're gonna get there in like 3 hours. We're gonna have to stay at a hotel in Dallas, and they're not avian vets, so they're probably just gonna do a physical exam and say, like, we can keep her here overnight, maybe put her on fluids, and then you'll have to wait until there's an avian vet available on Monday. So I didn't want to do that. I looked for a bunch of vets that would potentially do like a video consultation or like a Skype call or something, and I couldn't find any. So I used all my Facebook groups, like looking for vets that would do that kind of thing, and nobody would do it. So it's Ella's day off. This is why I'm really excited to have more staff, because I have to be live for this. So Ella is literally camping chair in the aviary right now, sending me hourly updates on what she's doing, on what Miley's doing. Miley has started drinking a little more water. She's still not eating, but she's drinking more water. Tico's feeding her, which is very bizarre. And just so you're aware, Ella's going to be texting me. I'm leaving my sound on. It's going to be really annoying, probably, but I need to know and like not miss a text and not forget because I'm distracted. And if she starts declining, then I am going to end, and I'm going to, because I'll go with Ella, and they can't fit in Ella's car, so I have to bring my truck over there, and we got to drive to Dallas tonight if she declines. But so far she's doing a little bit better, and I'm hoping that it keeps going that way. A couple people asked, like, what are the chances of you getting an on-site vet to pay? That would be very nice, but there's a lot that goes into that. One, paying a vet a decent salary. We don't have all that many animals, and if you're talking on-site, I would have to do living accommodations too, which would be insane. With Alveus, shouldn't a priority to be to find a specialized vet? Yeah, actually we have two. My favorite exotic vet is a couple hours away. Everything around us is really, it's cats and dogs. I know several vets. I've been through the ringer because of Stompy, finding really good exotic vets, and I have a couple good connects that I like. It's just they're closed because it's a Saturday and they're closed tomorrow. So it's not like we don't know who to ask. It's our people are not available. Did you see Young Gravy's story?
People Pug, wow.
No.
People Pug,
Oh my
wow.
God, he's famous.
Don't catch the stream as much as I would like, but love everything you do.
Thank you. Chompy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, little jaguar looking dicky jaggy. Ja-
He's so similar to Simply. The other thing that happened this morning that was very stressful, you know how, okay, so I told you guys that we had a suspicion that Snork was pregnant, right? But we didn't know. And we took her to get an ultrasound. When we brought Snork back, Snork is a chinchilla, if you don't know what I'm talking about. We brought her to a vet because she was in a colony with a bunch of uncastrated, or not neutered, not fixed males. So we were like, there's a chance that she's pregnant. So we took her to get an ultrasound right when we got back to California. And they saw nothing on the ultrasound, but they were like, there's a chance that she got bred right before you got her an ultrasound here. So
wow.
She could be pregnant,
Yo,
and this could be the
2
very
years.
beginning, and it's just too early to do an ultrasound. And then she gained like 200 grams. This is like a 400-gram animal, right? So that's an absurd increase. And me and Ella were like, if she's not pregnant, like, we got to figure out her diet. But she was eating just as much as Moomin. And this morning she had a stillborn. We were like so sure that she wasn't pregnant though, because it had been so long. It is sad, but it's also like, I'm just glad she's okay, because this was her first time giving birth. And so first time moms don't always do that great. But I walked in there this morning. Ella and I had we decided she wasn't pregnant because we had started letting her out and stuff. And we were like, we got to work on her diet then if she's gained that much weight, because she's just not like, I think she's fine. And then this morning I thought that Ella put a mouse in there, and I was like, why would she do that? I thought she was like trying to feed them a mouse, or it was like enrichment that she was trying to do. And I was like, why would the fuck would Ella do that? And And then I picked it up, and it was a newborn chinchilla. But it's not like she did a bad job or she killed it. That thing absolutely was a stillborn. It was also pretty deformed, likely because it was inbred. They just had a colony and they all bred with each other. There was absolutely no control there. So it's very possible that she bred with a sibling. One of its legs was like a fourth as big as the other. It was not going to make it even if we found it alive. So yeah. So that was an interesting discovery this morning as well. Good news is Snork is okay, and she didn't randomly gain an absurd amount of weight for no reason. Bad news is stillborn, but I don't know, I've seen quite a few stillborn animals in my life. Honestly, I'd rather see a stillborn than an animal that deformed live for a few days. So that was this morning. Do they only have one? No, they can have one, but I think they can also have up to 6. That's super uncommon. It's more like, I think like 2 to 3 is pretty common. I took Ori to his vet appointment the other day. They are going to remove his eye. She said that there's so much damage to the cornea that's just developed over time, and he cannot see through that eye anyway. And she was like, you have 2 options here. We can enucleate the eye, remove the eye completely, or you can try to give him eye drops, but if you go the eye drop route, he's going to need eye drops daily for the rest of his life. And I was like, and she was like, and even then, it probably won't make that much of a difference. It'll just make him a little more comfortable. And I was like, let's remove the eye. Because he can't see through, he has no vision in that eye anyway. So it makes 0 sense to put him through eye drops every day for the rest of his life and to put me through that. It just sounds awful. So he's going to be a pirate. Yep. And he's getting that eye removed at the beginning of August, I think. I have it scheduled, but I don't remember what the actual date is. This is really good. Stressful day, feel better. No, actually, I am better. I'm better now that I'm getting like more positive updates about Miley. She said she seems a little less tired, which is good. Can he still fly with one eye? Yes. Good news. Can he hunt? Probably not. If he could, he wouldn't be a very good hunter. He could. I know people that have hunted ducks with one-eyed birds. It's possible. But I'm not super competitive in terms of hunting anyway.
Wow.
I do want to continue to lure fly him. Here's something that's actually kind of good news, maybe makes me feel a little bit more optimistic, is she said that he's been losing vision in that eye for much longer than I realized he was losing vision in it. And I was flying him. And I remember at the end of the season, the last time I flew him,
Wow.
I was like, I don't want to
Yo.
stop flying right now and put him up to molt because he's doing so well. He was getting way more competitive. His stoops were getting better. Not full stoops, but he was getting faster. He was going further. He was staying in the air for longer. And I just remember it being really good at the end. And what she was talking to me about is she was like, his vision was going already, like when you were flying him at the end of the season. So
People
think of the
wow.
2 years. So if you think about it like that, he's already adjusted pretty well, and I didn't even realize he was adjusting. So that is good news, and I'm hoping when I go back to flying him, it'll be like an easier transition. You know, thank you for the $10 and no message. I appreciate it. That is better than him losing vision suddenly, having his eye removed, and going back into a brand new season, like
People pop.
all
wow.
of a sudden only one eye works. You know, he's been kind of adjusting gradually. So I'm hoping that he'll be good and that
People pop.
that
Wow.
we can fly him. Sorry. I know it's not centered. I just like have a big mess over there and it bothers me. I don't remember what I was talking about after that. I think that's the gist of it.
Nintendo was shot by Skell.
Mizkif.